My boyfriend ignored my new dress until a woman at the bar told me I was stunning. He suddenly remembered how to speak. My boyfriend Josh dragged me to his coworker's birthday party at some upscale rooftop bar downtown, even though I told him I had nothing to wear. After spending 2 hours getting ready and dropping $80 on a new dress that hugged every curve just right, I walked out to the living room where he was scrolling through his phone. He glanced up for maybe half a second before looking back down and saying we should leave or we'd hit traffic. The entire car ride he talked about his fantasy football lineup while I sat there feeling like I'd wasted my time trying to look nice for once. I kept waiting for him to say something about the night or acknowledge what today was, but he just kept talking about quarterback injuries and trade deadlines. The rooftop was packed with his work friends who I'd met maybe twice before, and Josh immediately abandoned me to go debate sports with the guys by the bar. I found myself standing alone near the railing, pretending to be fascinated by the city skyline, while couples around me took selfies, and his coworkers gave me polite nods before moving on. 20 minutes passed with him not even checking if I needed a drink. "That dress is absolutely killer on you," said a voice beside me, and I turned to find a woman with intricate tattoos covering both arms, and the kind of confidence that made everyone else fade into background noise. She had that alternative style that made my simple black dress feel boring by comparison, but her eyes were genuine when she continued. "Seriously, the way it shows off your shoulders and that neckline is chef's kiss perfection." I felt my face heat up because honestly I couldn't remember the last time anyone had complimented my appearance, including the man I'd been dating for 2 years. "Your boyfriend is an idiot if he didn't tell you that already," she said after I thanked her, and she must have seen something in my expression because she shook her head knowingly. "Let me guess, he didn't even notice when you walked out looking like that?" I tried to laugh it off, but she wasn't having it. Men really have no idea what they have until someone else points it out, do they? She extended her hand with black nail polish that somehow looked elegant instead of edgy. "I'm Ruby, and I'm buying you a drink because someone who looks that good shouldn't be standing here alone." We talked for the next half hour, and she made me feel like the most interesting person at that party. She asked about my job, my hobbies, my opinion on everything from movies to politics. She maintained eye contact the entire time and kept finding excuses to touch my arm when she laughed at my jokes. "You're funny too," she said after I made some sarcastic comment about corporate parties. "Beautiful, funny, and clearly too good for whoever left you standing here alone." From across the rooftop, I noticed Josh finally looking in my direction, and his expression changed when he saw Ruby's hand on my forearm. Ruby noticed him staring and leaned in closer to whisper loud enough for nearby people to hear. "You know what, gorgeous? I'm here with some friends, but I'd much rather spend the evening getting to know you better." She pulled out her phone and handed it to me with a contact screen already open. "Put your number in, and I'll text you about this wine bar I know that makes yours look like amateur hour." She paused and studied my face for a moment before adding softly, "Unless you have birthday plans already?" I felt my throat tighten because of course she'd figured it out somehow while the man I lived with had forgotten completely. "How did you know?" I asked, and she smiled gently. "Lucky guess, but also you've been checking your phone like you're waiting for something, and that dress screams special occasion." Josh appeared at my side so fast he nearly knocked over someone's drink, and his arm went around my waist for the first time all evening. "Hey babe, I've been looking everywhere for you," he said, even though we both knew that was a lie, and his eyes kept darting between Ruby and me. "Who's your friend?" Ruby smiled like she'd been expecting this exact reaction, and extended her hand to shake his. "Ruby, and I was just telling your girlfriend how stunning she looks tonight since apparently someone forgot to mention it." She tilted her head and her smile turned sharper. I was also wishing her a happy birthday since that seems to have been forgotten too. The color drained from Josh's face as he stared at me, and I could see the moment it hit him what day it was. The silence that followed was deafening, and Josh's arm tightened around me as he finally looked at my dress like he was seeing it for the first time. "Of course she looks beautiful. She always does," he said, but the words felt hollow after 2 years of nothing. Ruby raised an eyebrow and looked directly at me when she responded. "Does she now?" Because from what I gathered, she didn't even know that. Josh practically dragged me away after that, making excuses about needing to say happy birthday to his coworker, but the damage was done. The car ride home was 20 minutes of him suddenly noticing everything about my appearance, from my hair to my shoes to the perfume I'd been wearing for 6 months while desperately trying to make birthday plans at 11 at night. "I can't believe that woman was hitting on you right in front of everyone on your birthday," he finally said. I turned to look at him. She had known me for just 30 minutes, and I didn't even have to tell her it was my birthday. The silence was deafening.